Number 7. On May 11th, 2020, this boy in Texas walked up to his parents after collecting a bucket full of these strange creatures. He was using a small plastic toy shovel. Had he used his hands, he might not have survived. If you ever see one of these strange sea creatures washed up on the beach, don't ever try to pick it up. They're called blue dragons, and as the name in bright blue colors should warn you, their toxic wrath will mess you up quick. Sometimes. I say sometimes because grabbing one leaves a 50-50 chance of you writhing in the worst pain of your life, worse than a giant jellyfish or even a stingray, or you won't feel anything at all. That's because these sea slugs feed on much larger venomous prey like jellyfish. They take the venom of their prey and store it to be used against larger threats like us, for example. Their supercharged sting feels like the wrath of a dragon as a result, and how much damage it does to humans depends on how recently they feasted. Blue dragons have been known to wash ashore and cause major problems for anyone unfortunate enough to walk through a patch of them like this one. They also float upside down and can be easy for swimmers to miss in the shimmering sea until it's too late and they are burning all over. A group of them are called a blue fleet. If accidentally brushing up against a single one is worse than a school of jellyfish, imagine how a whole fleet would feel. The science world acknowledges this creature has enough venom to potentially end your life, and if that possibility doesn't make them one of the scariest things you can find at the beach, I don't know what does. No actual cases like that have been documented yet, so stay far away from them and you won't be the first. Number 6. It's a calm day and families are sitting down to let waves gently break over them. One group is done resting and goes exploring the rest of the beach. Moments later, somebody walks over the spot where they just were and falls into the sand. Some people might think this is funny, but this video is a really good example of one of the many sandy sinkholes that have been caught on camera lately. An odd phenomenon nobody thinks while they're on vacation. Something that's beyond creepy when you hear what I'm about to tell you next. Anyone who has dug holes in the sand, and I feel like the majority of us have, may have inadvertently taken someone's life. On August 31st, 2014, a girl was digging a hole at the beach when the ground collapsed and she was buried alive. Her family heard her screams but thought she was just playing around with friends. After 4 or 5 minutes, it was too quiet, and so they went over to check. She made it to the hospital but didn't pull through. A 10-year study from the New England Journal of Medicine found 52 reported incidents with 31 people meeting the same fate, but it's not always people who are inadvertently sinking each other into a sandy demise. Sometimes the beach will open up on its own, like Inskip Beach in Queensland, Australia. One of the scariest things to find at a beach would probably be chunks of it breaking apart into the ocean. By the way, the person recording is standing way too close to the ledge and needs to step away before they lose more than just their camera. Seriously though, the science community still isn't exactly sure what's caused this terrifying event, but they suspect a hole literally opened under the sea and swallowed a large portion of the beach. There's nothing they can do to stop it, and no telling how big this sinkhole caught on camera is going to grow to be. All they can do is wait patiently and hope it stops soon, although that does not look like to be the case, judging from this creepy video. So yeah, going back to the original video, these 3 are really lucky that the sand didn't collapse where they were just sitting. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, there's only a small chance of getting out alive. Number 4. Experts are baffled by a strange sea creature that washed ashore the beaches of Mazatlan, Mexico. These creepy, unexplained photographs taken by a woman in May of 2015 leave me with so many questions and no answers that I'm feeling a little freaked out analyzing them. Witnesses reported that it was a long piece of rope from a sailboat and left it alone for a long time. Only when they walked by and noticed the sharp teeth did they realize they found something scary from the ocean. Whatever it is, the pictures do not look fake at all and seem like a deep sea creature that was once at least hundreds of meters underwater, maybe even from a cave. The giant unknown creature sighting looks like the largest eel I have ever seen, but I'm no expert. The point is, nobody has been able to identify the strange sighting in the years since, so I doubt we will be able to. But if you happen to have a guess as to what this could be, let me know what it is. Maybe together we can succeed where the others could not. Number 3. Ostraconophobia is the fear of shellfish, and if you didn't have it before, you definitely have it now. One of the strangest creatures ever found along the sand has to be the coconut crab. They're found across many different beaches, and wherever they are automatically becomes one of the scariest places in the world. The giant claws are not for show. They can exert over 700 pounds of force and get their name because they use them to break open coconuts, their favorite dish. Just because they prefer fruits and nuts doesn't mean they aren't a threat to us. They are meat eaters and have been known to go for any humans foolish enough to wander onto their territory. They aren't exceptionally fast, so you don't have to worry about them outrunning you. Just don't let them get a piece of you, or else you're done for. Number 2. A YouTuber named Papa Pepper is about to let his family play in the water when he senses something is wrong. The protective father decides to err on the side of caution and proceeds to check the water hole for any signs of danger.
Just doing a quick look to make sure everything was safe. And up underneath this log is cottonmouth. A water moccasin.
Hiding under this log, just barely poking out of the water, is the head of a fiercely territorial snake glaring back at the camera.
Up underneath here, way in the front of that log. If you can make that out. Oh yeah, you can make that out. What is that? Big old water moccasin, guys.
They are highly venomous and will go after people who intrude. They are the only type of water snake that puts up a battle rather than back down, and will send someone to the hospital.
Check it out down there. Let's focus in the center of the screen. Where are you at? Find it. There you go. There's another one.
Papa Pepper is smart to have checked for them before letting his family swim here, otherwise they could have gotten seriously messed up. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. The Destiladores Beach is a 3-mile stretch of sand dotted with upscale hotels and restaurants. The local economy depends on vacationers having a good time, so you can imagine their fear on February 13th, 2020, a day before Valentine's Day, when a truly astounding oceanic oddity washed ashore in Mexico for all to see. The bizarre creature sighting has so many anomalies that I wouldn't know where to even begin, so it would probably be better to point out what I recognize rather than what I don't. Whatever this is has the same rounded head and short snout of a bottlenose dolphin. Bottlenose dolphins are also generally gray in color, much like this. At the same time, it also has an elongated body more closely resembling an eel, and the tail ends in one long fin much like an eel as well. Another indicator of an eel is how the teeth come to large sharp points at the end. Dolphin teeth tend to be more spaced apart and not as long. There also seems to be extra teeth in the circled area. Eels have 2 rows of teeth much like this. Dolphins don't. So whatever this is seems to share characteristics of both species to the point where neither is dominant. Maybe it's even something completely different. There are also some rather scary unknown things about this bizarre creature, like missing eyes. I don't think its eyes were pecked out by other deep sea creatures because I don't see any eye sockets at all. This creature was sadly born blind. This observation makes me wonder if maybe this was a deformed dolphin abandoned by the mother. I know it's sad, but nature can be quite cruel. I was about to leave the unexplained photograph at that, but when I did some more research, I discovered there is an ancient cave hundreds of miles away that is definitely within swimming distance for a giant underwater creature crossing the deep sea. The underwater cave is over 1,000 meters below the surface, so whatever's down there gets no light and has no need for eyes. I think it's possible something scary found its way out from the cave and washed ashore here weeks later. And get this, the underwater cave is called Playa del Amor, aka the Beach of Love. Pretty odd coincidence having a creature from the Beach of Love wash up a day before Valentine's Day, a sign of more scary stuff to come perhaps. These scary videos will creep you out for days, but the people who experience them firsthand will remain scared for a lot longer than that.